So I want to give you 10 steps to help you start a business. And I want to start with the statistics that there are over 28 million small businesses in the United States alone. And they make up 99.7, almost 100% of the businesses according to the Small Business Administration, SBA. But here's the thing, not every business is positioned to succeed. That's a stark reality. In fact, only about two-thirds of those businesses with employees are even going to survive in at least 2 years. And about half of them survive 5 years out. So you may be in for a real challenge as you start your business. Now, again, I don't tell you these things to scare you, but I want you to know the cold hard facts to set you up for a better opportunity to succeed. You see, many people go into business and they have no idea what they're doing. They go into business and they don't even know that half of them won't even be around in 5 years. Listen, I've been in business for 14 years, and I'm going to tell you the hardest years of my business were the first 5. Now, the first year was pretty good because I was clicking along, and then I hit I don't know what it was like a wall or something. But once I got over the wall, things were good, but I still wasn't doing things properly. I needed to, first of all, get my head right and, on straight, and to think clearly and to think in a more focused, practical way. So all these things that I'm telling you, I want to make sure that I'm setting you up for as much success as possible, because there was no one there to say to me, hey, do this, do that, don't do that. Whatever you do, don't go over there. Whatever you do, don't think this way. And so I'm hoping that when I'm speaking to you in hard facts, that you will catch the idea that I'm not doing this to dissuade you or to hurt you. See, many businesses that start, they're going to be in for real challenges. Um, Especially for those people who are going to ditch their day job, they're going to quit and they're going to go in full on, full bore, 100% to become business owners. What I want to do is I want to give you 10 steps to help you build a foundation on which you can build a stable business idea that will last far beyond the 5 years and hopefully create a legacy for you. So here are the 10 steps that I think are required for you to successfully start and build and enjoy the thrill of owning a business. I want you to take your time. I want you to go one step at a time. I want you to take time to think through each one of these items, because each one of these elements together creates the track for success that you need to be on. So here's the very first thing. You have to do your research. Now, what I mean by that is you don't need to go to school. I mean, this is school enough, right? But most likely you've identified a business idea that you want to step into, and you need to take some time to balance that idea with reality. A lot of that's what I'm doing here. I'm speaking out reality. Does your idea have the potential for success? You're going to need to run your business idea through a validation process before you go any further. Now, if you're using a coach or a mentor, that's a good validation process. Talking to friends and colleagues and other business owners and people that you value their opinion, those are good validation processes. But in order for a small business to be successful, it must solve a problem, fulfill a need, or offer something to the market that they want. It's a want or need that's in the marketplace. So there are a number of ways that you can identify what the need is, including research, focus groups, trial and error, which I'm really good at that. As you explore the market, some of the questions you should start to answer should include things like, is there a need for the product or service that you're going to provide? Is there a need, or is there a perceived need for it? And then who needs it? Is it a consumer product? Is it a B2B, business to business product or service? Are there other companies offering similar products or services now. See, I spoke to someone not too long ago, and they said, "Hey, I have this great idea," and they shared with me the idea, and I said, first thing I said was, you need to do your research because I think there's businesses out there that are already doing this. Now, that doesn't mean you have to stop and say, okay, I'm not going to do it because someone else is doing it. Because there is a chance that if you see what's out there already and how they're doing it, you might be able to meet the market demand in a unique way that that the competition isn't already doing. In fact, you could be the disruptor in that marketplace. And you could ask questions like, what is the competition like? Again, this is the research to how you're going to take them on. How will your business fit into the market? Again, that meets not just the side of who you're competing with, but is this something that even resonates with the market? Does it make sense? For example, you're not going to sell snowmobiles in South Florida, right? Doesn't make any sense. However, you might sell jet skis, right? Okay, so you get the idea. Now the next thing is make a plan. Now listen, I talk to a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs out there, and the first thing they say is, "Can you help me write a business plan?" I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like the idea of writing a business plan just because it's what you're told to do. Here's what I want you to hear very carefully. I'm not saying don't write a business plan, but I'm saying understand why you're writing that business plan. So if you're going to start a business, you need a plan in order to make the business idea a reality. So a business plan is in actuality a blueprint that will guide your business from the startup phase through the establishment phase, even into the growth and maturity phase, okay? And it's a must-have for all new businesses in the context that it helps guide you along the way. Now, there's many different types of business plans out there, so you're going to need to make sure that you do some homework, do your research to make sure you're getting the right business plan. Now, if you're going out to seek financial support or investors or financial backing or going to a bank or whatever, a traditional business plan is a must. So again, you have to know why you're creating the business plan. You might say, well, I need a business plan just because SBA told me I needed one. Yeah, but why? Why do you need the business plan? Make sure you know that it's because you're building a blueprint of what your business needs to look like, how it's going to operate, who's in charge, and those type of things. So if you don't anticipate seeking financial support, a simple one-page business plan can give you clarity and get you on the road to starting that business. Remember that a business plan is a work in progress, and it can be something that you even start on the back of a napkin or a scrap piece of paper. You grab out of the trash can and you just start scribbling on it. Some kind of plan in writing is always better than nothing. I love the idea of writing things down because I believe writing them down and then speaking them out launch them into reality. Okay. The other thing you need to do, step 3, is you need to plan out your finances. Starting a small business doesn't have to require a lot of money. I say this over and over and over again. Stop asking people for money. You can bootstrap your business. Go look at all my videos that I do out there. I've got them on YouTube and in Facebook, in my Facebook group. But starting a business will involve some sort of investment, okay? And you're going to need to be able to cover your ongoing expenses before you even turn a profit. Put together a spreadsheet maybe that estimates the one-time startup costs for your business, like licenses, permits, equipment, legal fees, startup costs for your business, like branding, marketing, inventory, trademarking, grand opening events if you're going to have a physical brick and mortar location, property leases, and so on. All right. You're going to also need to anticipate what you'll need to keep your business running for at least 12 months, like rent, utilities, marketing, advertising, production, supplies, travel expenses, employee salaries, your own salary. You got to pay yourself. Those numbers combined, is the initial investment that you're going to need to start your business. So you're going to have these rough numbers in mind, and these numbers are always going to be there as a way that you can fund your small business. And you're going to need to look at things like financing, small business loans, small business grants, angel investors, crowdfunding. You can also attempt to get your business off the ground by bootstrapping, which I mentioned over and over again, using as little capital as possible to start your business. You may find a combination of the paths that I've already mentioned will work, best. Like you're going to crowdfund and bootstrap, or maybe you've got an angel investor and you're finding other ways to bootstrap, whatever. The goal here, though, is to work through the options and create a financial plan for setting up the capital you need to get your business off the ground and at least running for 12 months until you can hit your stride and start making a profit. Now, step 4 is make sure you choose a business structure. Now, we talk about this in the actual curriculum for Module 1 and in the different business structures. So I'm just going to give you a 100,000-foot overview of this. So your small business can be a sole proprietor, a partnership, limited liability corp, LLC. It can be an S corp, C corp, nonprofit. You get the gist, right? The business entity you choose will impact many factors from your business, like your name, to the liability, to how you file your taxes. All those things are important. I would encourage you to get the advice of a CPA and or an attorney when doing these things. You may choose an initial business structure and then reevaluate and change it later on. So you could start as a sole proprietor and move into an S corp. Depending on the complexity of your business, it may be worth investing in the consultation of an attorney or CPA, as I've already mentioned, and make sure that the structure is right for you, your business, and your tax situation, okay? Now, step 5, pick and register your business name. Now, you might say, well, I've already got the business name. I had that a long time ago. That's fine. But now is where you engage the business name. Okay, your business name plays a role in almost every aspect of your business. In fact, the 2 businesses that I have specifically started myself, the very first one I started in 2000, it was called Nature's Soap Dish. And we were a bath and personal care product company. And our products were natural, all natural and near natural in the makeup. So we wanted to try to make them as natural as possible. And we earned all these awards like Leaping Bunny and all these other things for not testing on animals. And we were in Vegan Times and Red Book magazine and on and on and on. So that name told a story, Nature's Soap Dish. Now, in 2005, when I started my business, Maximum Change, what I wanted to do, I had this concept in my mind that we all need to change and grow. And I wanted to maximize that opportunity to change. And ever since starting it, and believe me, there have been times I've questioned, did I pick the right name? Now I go by the Success Coach because that's who I am. That's what I do. That's my personal branding. But my company name is Maximum Change. Okay? Because I want to create maximum change in my clients' lives and in their businesses. So your business name is going to play a huge role in your business. So you're going to want to pick a good one. Make sure that you think through all the potential implications as you explore your options and choose your business name. That may mean that you even have to get on Google and Google the name, to see if someone else is using it and is it trademarked and so forth. Once you've chosen that name, again, check to make sure it's not trademarked or currently in use. Then you're going to need to register it. A sole proprietor must register their business name with either the state or their county clerk, sometimes even their city clerk. Corporations, LLCs, limited partnerships, and those things typically need to be registered with formation paperwork, and that's usually done at the state level. Don't forget to register your domain name. If you've selected that, try the options that are ideal. Like most people want a .com. It's hard to come by. Make sure that your ideal name is not taken, okay? You're gonna have to really do some research there. And there's several different websites you can go to. I'm just gonna name 2, GoDaddy and Network Solutions. Network Solutions is one of the original ICANN companies. And so you'll want to look into that. Step 6, get licenses and permits. And I kind of alluded to those in step 5, but the paperwork part of this process is very important starting your business. This is what creates the legal mechanism to start your business. There are a variety of small business licenses and permits that you have to apply for your specific situation. And it's dependent on the type of business you're starting and where you're located. Again, you need to check with your city, your county, and your state and federal guidelines for that. You're going to need to research what licenses and permits apply to your business during the startup phase. And keep in mind that a lot of these licenses you have to renew. So just because you have a state license doesn't mean it's in perpetuity. You have to, in other words, it goes on forever and ever, amen. You have to make sure that you know what your registration fees are and your renewal fees are. Okay, and there are fees involved with these licenses. Step number 7. Oh, and by the way, you need this paperwork to go start up a bank account, which we're going to talk about right now in step 7, choosing your accounting system. Now, small businesses run most effectively when there's a system in place. One of the most important systems that you can have is an accounting system. Your accounting system is going to be necessary in order to create, manage your budget, to set rates and prices, conduct business with others, file your taxes, and you're going to need to set this accounting system or hire an accountant to help you. If you decide to start your own, make sure you consider things like what's important for you when choosing a software. I use QuickBooks, but there's other online software as well. Step number 8, set up your business location. Now, if you're going to have a physical brick and mortar location, a traditional location, this is really important. Setting up the place of business that you're going to operate your business, whether it's your home office, it's a shared office, a retail location, or even virtual space, okay? You need to think about your location. What equipment are you going to need? Overall setup. Make sure your business location works for the type of business you'll be doing. By the way, if you're going to work from home, make sure that your homeowners association allows you to work from home. A lot of times municipalities will have rules and restrictions on whether or not you can have a business in your home. And specifically, those are related to whether or not you have foot traffic coming and going from your house. You're going to need to consider if this makes sense for you to buy or lease commercial space, and so on. Remember, each of these decisions has a financial impact on you, so keep that in mind. And step number 9, get your team ready. Now, you might say, well, I don't need employees right now. You may be right. But if you're going to hire employees, now is the time to start thinking through this process. Make sure you take the time to outline the positions you're going to need and the job responsibilities that are part of each position. That means a job description. If you don't know how to do that, you can talk to me. I've written literally thousands of job descriptions in my lifetime. The Small Business Administration has excellent guide to hiring first-time employees, and that is useful for all new small business owners and really any business owner at all. If you're not hiring employees, but instead you're going to outsource the work to independent contractors, now's the time to work with an attorney to get independent contractor agreements in place. I would also look into, do you need non-disclosure forms, non-disclosure paperwork that you want these contractors to sign. And finally, if you're a true solopreneur, meaning you're the only person in the business, hitting the small business road alone, you may not need employees or contractors, but you're going to still need a support team. This team can be comprised of your coach or mentor. It can be a family member. You can look at the SBA. There's SCORE out there, which is a great program. Motivation and reassurance is really helpful when you hit those bumpy roads. And finally, step number 10, you have to promote your business. Once your business is up and running, you need to start attracting clients. Sometimes you need to start attracting those clients even before you open your business, like you put up a sign, coming soon, XYZ company. You need to attract these customers. You're going to want to start with the basics by writing your unique selling proposition, creating a marketing plan, and then explore as many small business marketing ideas as possible so you can decide how to promote your business effectively. You may need to know how to do advertising on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Instagram, social media marketing. You may need to get a business card. If you're a virtual business, I would say the very last thing that you need to get is a business card. If your whole business, your entire business is virtual. So those are the 10 basic setups, or basic things that you need to start a business. Now, I hope these are helpful. And if you have any questions at all, please go to our website at MaximumChange.com, send us a message, info@MaximumChange.com, and just put in the subject line, question from the webinar, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Hope you have a good day. See you in the next segment.